welcome to another Tune of the Month. Happy October, and you notice, I'm sure, immediately that this is a different month because there are two people. I have a special guest. This is my good friend and fiddle buddy in Boston, Mr. John Cannon. He plays all sorts of styles, including being one of the violinists in one of my favorite groups, Ezekiel's Wheels Klezmer Band, which is awesome, and you should check them out. But he also happens to be a really phenomenal French-Canadian fiddler and noisy foot percussionist, which is my favorite. Yay! And he's here because I want to do something really cool this month. Last month I showed you the French-Canadian reel, the Bay of Fundy, and I mentioned that it's meant to be played with twin fiddles, with two fiddles in harmony. And so I thought this month I'd teach you the harmony, which means we need a melody player, which means John Cannon. So here is the Bay of Fundy as it's supposed to sound. So that was awesome, and I'm sure now that you're all pumped up from hearing that, you are ready to play. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. To learn the melody, you need last month's video. Ideally, many of you have already done that. And I will now, by myself, teach you the harmony so you know how to fit it together. Then you will need to go out and find a friend, as I did, to play the melody with you. And you can even switch off if both of you know both. Alright, and before we get started, a note on bowing. You may have noticed it looks really cool when the two fiddlers match their bowings. That's why it's called twin fiddling, because you look like twins. John and I were by no means perfect. We didn't, we weren't about to win any championships for twin fiddling, but overall we had the same kind of ideas. I'm not going to teach you a bowing to this tune. I'll show you more or less what I do, and then the thing you need to do is when you start playing real twin with somebody is work out together what your bowings are going to be. But I'll teach you close to what I taught last month on the melody. Alright, so Bay of Fundy, we're in D major, and when you're playing harmony you want to be thinking about your relationship to the melody. Are you underneath or on top, and by what interval? Alright, so I'll play you the A section, the harmony, by itself. 2, 3, by itself, right? But that's because your job isn't to be a tune unto yourself. Your job is to amplify the melody. Alright, so let's break this down. The bowing pattern that I taught last month with the melody and that John and I loosely agreed on was to use the hook 3. 1, 2, 3, slur, or separate. And it works pretty well. Alright, so to begin with, you're underneath the melody. The melody goes, you're below. Alright, so here's part 1. Now notice C natural there, because we're going into the C chord. chord, remember this is a modal tune, right? It has D major and then C major. And changing to that C natural is what makes this tune so cool. And you, as the harmony player, have the power to amplify that cool note. Again, part one. Slur. Here it comes. Exactly right. Yeah. If you want that part one, go ahead and rewind. Part two, same idea. F natural. Changing. At the end of the bar, you change back to the C sharp because we're headed back to D major, right? At the end of the bar, it functions as a pickup into the next part. That's why you change your notes early. All right, so part two is in C major, so I have my C natural and F natural. And there I switch back. If you don't play the C natural and the F natural, it will sound super weird against the melody. And this is why when you put harmony parts together, you really have to be aware of the chords to the tune. So you're always playing notes that agree with how the tune really goes. Alright, so you have part two, part one. Part one and part two. I'll put them together. Part one. Change to C major. Part two. Back to part one. And now you're going to jump up above the melody. Alright, I like that. That's my personal way that I play the harmony for this. A couple other people do it too. You could stay below the melody the whole time, but I think it's really cool to have a voice cross where the harmony comes up. Here's the melody. The harmony of the ending. And that's actually pretty easy to play because it's the same pattern as the melody. Harmony. And that's the whole A section. Pretty easy if you already know the melody. Any parts of that you need to do again, go ahead and rewind the video, play it over and over, you know how it works. But let's right now move on to the B section. Alright. This is all below the melody. With that rocking bow across the string. So you're going to do the exact same thing, only with the lower voicing of the chord. D chord is there for the harmony, and the G chord is here. So it's really only your bottom note that changes. Here it is. Again, if you already know the melody, it's pretty easy to see how that's going to work. D chord, G chord, D chord, turn around. D chord, G chord, ending. Hopefully you already heard that form. Alright, so here's your D chord, and notice the bowing. I'm going to do two separate, after the pickup, here's separate, down, slur, down, change, alright, got it? Back to D chord. Turn around. There it is. Turn around again. And back to the a boring ending to you, you are not correct. Because the interesting melodic stuff is in the melody. And if you just have going underneath that, it will really harmonize and amplify the melody really well. Again, as a harmony player, it's not about you, it's about how good you make the melody sound. All right, let's put the whole B section together. D chord. G chord. Back to D. Turn around. D chord. G chord. Ending. And that's the whole B section. Any parts of that tune you need to practice again, you can always rewind the video, play it over and over. And when you get good at it, hey, pull up last month's video, pull up the melody and play along with me. I'd love to play some twin fiddle with you via the internet. And perhaps when I see you out in person on the road, we can play together as twin fiddles for real. I call harmony part because that's my favorite. Yeah, as usual, if you would like to see sheet music for this harmony part and any other future tunes of the month, make sure you're subscribed to my email newsletter. You can go to www.mariblack.com, sign up for the newsletter, and every month the tune will show up magically in your inbox. And I hope you really have fun doing this, and do go get a friend and play lots of twin fiddle. It's my favorite thing in all the world. Have fun, guys. I'll see you next month.